What's up, crabs? Today, we're looking at some insane Battle Cats reviews. Some of them are absolutely unhinged, and the last one is quite possibly the wildest thing I've ever read. Oh, and if you're wondering why I'm calling us crabs now, it's what we are. Crabs is a pretty cool enemy unit, you know, from the Mola Mola collab. Anyway, let's get into it. If you enjoy the video, please consider subscribing because it helps me out a ton. Alright, this one is especially crazy. It says, I lost 1.1k cat food from purchasing speed, computer, max, sniper, and even had a legend rare spamming revive on Moon into the Future 2 and died at 2%. And I had a legend rare samurai guy thing. I genuinely have never been so unsatisfied with tower defense games. But I genuinely dislike this game to a great extent, matter beyond imaginable that I can form into words. That is just insane, spending 1.1k cat food on one stage, a easy stage at that, and still dying. This is the next review. Interesting strategy game failing to explain the strategy enough, or the enemies, or waste your time by locking basic risk and reward options for strategy behind a paywall. Love the art style and humor, just Lord Almighty, do you even care about the consumer at this point? It was already terrible with the slot machines, now locking playtime, manipulating players into making this game their schedule via daily rewards, events being more use for it, and energy system. Such a disappointment of a product. Why was he talking about the Battle Cats like it was a hair product? I thought I had a stroke while I was reading that, and I don't really even know what he was saying, but it sounds like he just has a major skill issue. Once you build up a decent deck, you can easily beat every stage pretty easily. In part 2, you can easily beat the early stages, but have to use rich cats in the later ones. In part 3, you can get through the first few stages, but then you have to use the rich cats for the middle stages. When you reach the late stages, you can't win even with rich cat. Conveniently, you never get upgrades on how fast you produce money, but always get upgrades on the limit of money. This game is definitely a giant scam. I think he just got unlucky with his worker cat limit upgrades and got 10 of them, but 0 production upgrades, which is rather unlucky. He definitely hasn't discovered treasure grinding, and that's why he seemed to spend a lot of cat food on rich cats and keeps losing. So he just needs to get good. Alright, this next review reads, I'm sick of grinding for months to get nowhere on this game. I like it, but you can't get anywhere. And I've had to restart my save so many times. I've played for years and put hundreds of dollars into it just to lose all progress and not be able to acquire a single Uber or legend. You don't have enough energy to do all of the daily missions. You don't have enough cat food to get anything you actually need. Get rid of energy flat out, please. Or make it so we can fill energy bar entirely by ads. This guy actually has a fair point. The energy system is very annoying, especially before you begin to accumulate too many leaderships. But before then, it is very annoying. So it is actually would be a good change if they change the energy system. But spending hundreds of dollars is a teeny bit excessive. This is the next review. It told me I needed Wi-Fi. It says it's an offline game. Fix this. Fair point. This is the next one. Worst game ever. The bears are too strong. You mush buff them because it's hard. 1 star. I mean, the bears are strong, but with a little strategy, they're not that bad, so I guess he needs to learn more strategy. This next one reads, 1 word to describe this game. Rigged. It is so badly made that almost all the enemies are invincible, and the bank takes 10 million years until you are able to get 1 single cat. Not to mention that as soon as you spend a solid 10 minutes trying to kill an enemy, they come back as soon as you kill it. If you're looking for a game to get, don't get this one. It sucks. Well, I have one thing to say. If it's taking you 10 million years to deploy a single cat, something must be wrong with your phone. Because 10 million years is a lot of time, and I don't think it takes me that long to deploy a single cat. I think it takes me maybe a second to get enough money for my cheapest cat. So maybe he needs to check his phone for this one. This next review is really interesting. It says, good game, but I find it unplayable due to the 30 FPS limit. as I am used to higher frame rates. I even get nauseated since every second it feels like I'm looking at the game image by image, like scrolling through a gallery. Will 5-star once the game allows higher frame rate? The problem isn't the animations being low frame rate, it's that, let's say an object in the screen is moving from point A to point B, seeing that object move in so few frames is what makes me feel nauseated. I think this guy needs to get checked out, because that's a little concerning that he gets nauseated by quite an average frame rate. I can't even notice the difference compared to 60 FPS. This last review is absolutely insane and is one of the craziest things I've ever read. Hyperbole. Trying to use rare cat tickets is akin to being strapped down and having your nails ripped off one by one because you don't have a choice to do multiple pulls with them, unlike the basic tickets. Pretty much uninstalled because of that, and the typical mobile app is of thrusting a massive difficulty spike that outbreaks. Better to waste my time on something that won't frustrate me to no end than this. Okay, what did I actually read? Having your nails ripped off? Sure, it's annoying, but the reward is cool and it's fun to see the little cat roll around and something cool open. Like, what was that? That was the most insane thing I've ever read. Well, that's all for today. Those reviews were pretty insane. I didn't even know people were capable of experiencing so much pain playing a mobile game, but I guess you learn something new every day. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and liking to join the best Battle Cats content creator, in my humble, unbiased opinion. And that's all. Bye!